Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. Start with a invocation, followed by
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have Mayor Thompson,
here.
Mayor Pro Tem Garner, Councilmember Earls, Councilmember Rogers,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Present.
Councilmember Sloss, and Councilmember Cook.
Members of council, you have in your packets minutes from our last meeting. I entertain a motion to
I make a motion, we accept the April 21st, 2026 minutes.
have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. You also have in your packets the monthly reports from the various departments: Human Resource, Public Service, Public Safety, Planning Department, Maintenance Shop, Utility Department, Finance Department. I'll entertain a motion to.
I make a motion that we receive the monthly department reports as information.
Second.
Got a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It is so ordered. Okay. Recognize some anniversaries. So we have Fleming, investigator, 14 years. Jesse L. Gregory, he's a heavy equipment operator in the gas department, 7 years. And Captain, 19 years. Members of council, at this point, I would like to ask for a motion to add item 18.
Second.
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Okay, we're going now to number 7, final presentation of Union Sidewalk Master Plan. Kelly Green, sit with us.
All right. Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I think I was here maybe in August last year, where we started off the city's master sidewalk plan. We've completed the plan now, and so Joe just asked that I come and give you guys a brief update on how that went. So we'll do that this evening. If you all would like to approve the plan after that, that would be great. We've got to get it in front of the COG as well for their approval. Right, we'll just hop into the plan itself. So the purpose of the plan was obviously to establish a citywide sidewalk vision. We wanted to improve safety and accessibility along the sidewalks for y'all, and also to help you all guide the investment with a data-driven plan behind it, and also listening to the community concerns that we had, so allowing for that community public input. Why the plan matters? Well, we have gaps in the sidewalk network system that we need to account for. There are safety concerns for pedestrian and cyclists, and also this type of plan can also help us support economic development and livability as well. Looked at the existing conditions. Most of the sidewalks in the city, unfortunately, are in poor condition. We did see that was concentrated down in the downtown area, the core downtown area. Also, we looked at ADA deficiencies and obstructions that were present as well. Obviously, there is a safety need here. We've had 18 bike ped crashes in the last 10 years. The majority of those did involve pedestrians. So we want to look at safer crossings, improved infrastructure, and those types of things. The plan does have recommendations with it. New sidewalk construction, so that's sort of one bucket. We looked at a maintenance kind of bucket, so where should we do the repairs to existing sidewalks? And then a third bucket was sort of policy updates. So what can maybe the council do to help prevent this from happening in the future? You know, what kind of options do you have? We then prioritize the projects. We focus on key corridors and destinations. So we looked at where, obviously downtown, parks, schools, services, different things like that, so that this allows us to close any kind of critical gaps within the network. And that helped us prioritize this list of projects that we'll provide to you. Again, we used a data-driven process with this, used GIS. I think last time I was here, we had just finished walking all throughout town and analyzing every single sidewalk out here, so we used that information. We looked at safety, demand, access to, again, the parks and things like that, and then also incorporated that public engagement process. Then we formulated an implementation strategy. We've looked at short-term, long-term, and midterm type phasing for you all, because just doing all these projects at once, it's going to be very expensive. So we looked at that prioritization for you and implementation plan. So in a nutshell, we're looking at about $1.2 million worth of new sidewalk investments. And then $2.1 million worth of maintenance investments. So again, this is very significant. So again, we looked at this in short, medium, and long-term investments for you. These are all sort of planning level estimates. Obviously, you'd have to move forward with further design and things like that. The other part of this plan, which I think we'll get into, is we looked at funding opportunities for you all. We created a safety toolbox. So how can you improve these sidewalks or shared use paths? Maybe lighting as an option, ADA ramps, signage, things like that. So it's not always necessarily just the sidewalk itself. Maybe there's other factors that can help make it a little safer as well. And then again, that third bucket, we looked at different policy options for you all. So potentially you would want to look at new development regulations. Maybe you want to encourage your developers to put the sidewalks in while they develop, so that it's not necessarily on the backs of the city. And then, of course, we looked at different funding strategies for you all. So within the plan, there's a whole slew of different opportunities and options to fund these things. And really, coordination with your regional funding partners is going to be key. The COG, the DOT, those kinds of things. As I said, this is a data-driven plan, but also community input was a pretty substantial part of this. We had 2 different public outreach events, and then we also reached out to different stakeholders and had kind of one-on-one meetings with them in order to obtain more information to help build the plan. And so next steps would be to advance the design of these projects. Again, remember this larger, heavy planning level estimates that we got, so you'd have to move into further design in order to get better estimates, pursue different funding opportunities, look at policy updates, and then you would begin your phased implementation. I'll be presenting, what did we say? Six copies of the plan. You guys will receive a PDF as well. And then also we have all the GIS data layers that we'll be providing to you all, so that you'll have that within your system too. So as maybe sidewalks are being updated or created, new ones built, then you can keep that GIS layer updated as well.
Okay, we're down to item 8. Mr. Tucker, here to introduce the Housing Authority new Executive Director, Barry Hall.
Current chairman for the Union Housing Authority. Since being on the board in 2022, I started Mayor Thompson. We as a board have grown tremendously. I have been part of various boards. This board is special because of the knowledge of Union, the knowledge of my board members here. We needed someone that did a nationwide search. Under promise, but extremely over rigorous interviewing process. That is Barry Hall. Barry Hall comes from Columbia, South Carolina. 30 project, if any of you know about. Barry also has maintenance up into housing authorities at one time. To have Barry in Union, South Carolina, it was a hard sell, but he understood that this working board, we are striving to make the residents' life more self-sufficient, sustainable, and also exit plan from HUD housing. It should not be a forever thing. It should be a leg up, next destination. So I could talk all day about our selection and our great Executive Director, Barry Hall, but I'll give him a couple moments to introduce himself to you guys. Without further ado, I want to introduce
much. I want to first thank the council for giving me the opportunity to come out and meet you. I understand that Union Housing Authority is a big part of the community, and we want to be good partners with the city. And I have many, many ideas working with the Board of Commissioners at the Housing Authority, and we want to do what's necessary to bring the Housing Authority along into the future. As the city grows, we want to grow with it. We want to be a positive force within the city. And so I wanted to come here tonight and get a chance for you to meet me, understand my vision for the Union Housing Authority. And I want to thank the Board of the Housing Authority for giving me the honor to come here. I've had many stops, worked with many different boards. I've been in Austin, Texas, where I first began in this business over 26 years ago. And I went to Nebraska and to the Midwest and worked there. Of course, I worked here in Columbia just most recently. And all those stops, I find this board to be most engaged in what's happening. They are a part of what the Housing Authority is, and they want that Housing Authority to grow. And we're going to share a vision. Right before I got here, they began work on their strategic plan, and I don't want to be too long. They begin work on the strategic plan, and I think that is great. They got a 5-year vision, and we're going to sit down between the board and myself, and we're going to work that plan over the next 5 years. Make sure that the low-income individuals here in the city of Union get all of the resources they need so they can get a step up. I always see housing in my years as a springboard into other things into life. And we want to give people opportunity. This is about bringing opportunity to individuals. But we have challenges because on the federal level, there's been a drawback on resources. We continue to look for resources, and we make sure we advocate for the individuals that we serve. I don't want to be too long, but I did want to come out. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're down to item 9, council to consider proposed.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, council. This is an amendment to the City of Union zoning ordinance to allow residential structures to be able to be built in some circumstances. So if you'll remember, over the past several months, staff has received numerous transition, after we got several of these, council asked that we look into how do we get ahead of some of this. So what we came up with was a set of 4 criteria where if you have a commercial property that meets one of these, criteria are whether or not your property is located immediately beside or across the street from existing residential zoning or residential use, whether or not you are reverting a structure that was residential and converted to commercial, and if the predominant development pattern along your street is residential. Text, there's really no reason you can't go back. This comes to you with a recommendation of approval from your planning commission. I'm able to answer any questions you may have.
Any opposed? So ordered. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item number 10, council to consider joint use joint fleet maintenance.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a very lengthy agreement we've worked on quite some time. CD Rhodes helped us out with Pope Flynn. We finally have got the county attorney and now city attorney to agree on all of these joint use, joint lease, maintenance shop agreement. There is one exception in the agreement that we want to modify. Section 2.4. Turn to it, so give me just a second. It's the maintenance shop manager. The city shall hire an employee and individual to serve as the manager of the maintenance shop. The shop manager shall be an employee of the city. There's going to be one correction here, unless currently a county employee. That's the only change in this page document. Second reading of the agreement for the city county fleet maintenance shop.
I'll second it. Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Tax map for the Historical Society property, OU.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. By the way, I will have some pictures of the fleet at the end of the meeting. As y'all know, we own a little small parcel down by the old oil mill. And during the sale of this Union Oil Mill to the Historical Society, they asked that we donate that little parcel that's next door, right where the old railroad tracks went through. This is second reading to convey this property to the former Union Oil Mill site to the Historical Society.
Motion to pass second reading for the conveyance of former site.
Second.
Any opposed?
So ordered. Okay, with item number 12, council to consider the ordinance for proposed
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. The fiscal year 2026-2027 proposed budget all funds summary is $52,539,380, which is a decrease of 4.34% under fiscal year 2025-2026. General funds projected revenues are $8,038,760, and expenditures are proposed at $8,920,520, which leaves a deficit of $881,760 to be funded by fund balance. The tax millage will remain the same at 102.2 mils. Taxpayers will continue to receive the local option sales tax credit that will reduce the tax bills. The $10 brush disposal fee will be included on the 2026 tax notices. Capital equipment and improvements in the amount of $355,440 are included in the proposed expenditure amount mentioned above. Solid Waste Management Fund has a budget of $1,120,150, which is an increase of 4.08%. Garbage pickup fee will remain the same at $20 per month. Utility funds projected revenues are $39,614,380, and expenditures are proposed at $41,683,800, which is a decrease of 6.62% under last year's budget. The deficit of $2,069,410 will be funded by retained earnings. Electric utilities will not see a rate adjustment, but a purchase power adjustment will be calculated to true up the cost of gas each month. Water and wastewater rates will remain unchanged. Natural gas rates will remain the same, but a purchased gas adjustment will be calculated each month to true up the cost of gas. Capital equipment in the amount of $442,000 and infrastructure of $6,079,000 are included in the total utility proposed expenses above. A 2% cost of living raise is proposed for city employees. The general fund and utility fund, again, will use fund balance cash reserves to balance. And the following is a list of special revenue funds and their fiscal year 2026-2027 proposed budgets. Hospitality and accommodations, $333,000. Main Street Junction, $94,910. Economic Development Fund, $350,000. The Drug Fund at $7,000, and the Community Change Fund at $30,000. And the recommendation is to pass first reading of the ordinance for the proposed budget for 2026-2027.
I need a motion to pass the first reading of the ordinance.
Motion that we pass first reading of the ordinance for the proposed budget for 2026. Aye.
So ordered. Tax levy.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. The proposed tax levy for fiscal year 2026-2027 is 102.2 mils, and the recommendation is to pass first reading of the ordinance to adopt the tax levy.
Make a motion that we pass first reading of the ordinance to adopt the tax levy for fiscal year 2026. Aye.
Month of May is lupus proclamation. Lupus is a chronic affecting millions of people worldwide. Lupus is disproportionate likely to develop the disease. The month of May is recognized nationally as Lupus Awareness. Diagnosis, treatment, vital in improving access to care.
Make a motion that we approve May, the proclamation for Lupus Awareness Month.
I second it.
Aye.
It's so ordered.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The Americans with Disability Act 1990 requires, among other things, the preparation and implementation of a self-evaluation plan and transition plan. And this is updated every 5 years. Because of all our public facilities, we have to have the means to get people with special disabilities in and out of our facilities. We have both the self-evaluation plan already done. It has a number of items on it, and I will not go through all of them. The transition plan was, the Catawba Regional Council of Governments came and went through all of our facilities. And they came up with a number of items that had to be done, and we had to put pricing with them and actually when they would be done. That's been completed, and so what we're gonna have to do is to approve the resolution adopting the ADA self-evaluation plan and the updated transition plan into policy. It's 5 years every time you have to update it. So
Adopting the ADA self-evaluation plan and the updated transition plan and incorporating them into our policy.
Second.
Aye.
It's so ordered. Number 16, council to consider ordinance for system
Excuse me. The proposed ordinance authorizes the city to impose Ordinance is included. Rates and difference between the captured in the so the recommendation would be to
Make the motion that we pass first reading of the ordinance to impose and collect a system development fee for water and wastewater utilities.
I'll second it.
Aye.
So ordered. 17, council to consider a repeal establishing an economic
So this is sort of a cleanup item. This ordinance was originally passed in July of 2017. Primarily has been used as tap fees, along with the system development fees that we just talked about. Some of the other changes, just to sort of simplify the process and kind of clean up how we incentivize growth in areas. So recommendation is to this ordinance to repeal.
Second.
is so ordered. Item number 18, council members, you have a
Okay, so we have Bruce Morgan, who has 5 votes, and then Mr. Steve Willard, who received 2 votes.
okay.
I've only got a couple of things, and I'll sit down. It's kind of a lengthy number of items we had to go through tonight, so. One thing, the amphitheater did bid, it came in high. The bids came in from 2.2 million up to 2.6 million. Our budget is around 1.2 million. We're gonna rebid it June the 30th, and we're gonna scale it back a little bit and remove some of the big ticket items that were in the, number one was a cover over the stage, which is a fixed cover that came in almost at $500,000, and there was a precast restroom facility that came in at over 400,000, so we're gonna scale those two items back. Fleet maintenance facility, I wanted you to kind of see where we are. It's moving along very well now. We do have a building, which is great. Doors are going in, electric's going in, plumbing's in, office areas in, break rooms in, locker rooms are in, restroom facilities. We have a welding shop in there also. Area is in the back. You got a lot of adequate parking. We're gonna have diesel and gas tanks on site. Now out of the mud, as I would say. We ain't had any rain, but we did get some asphalt down. We've got a gate at the entry. We can secure it now, so with all the equipment we have in there. We do have some inside pictures. I don't know where they went. Say the least, there's a lot of storage in here. This is upstairs on a mezzanine. Area. That's above all the locker rooms and the restrooms and the office area. Looking out in what we call the low bay shop, that's where your vehicles will be serviced in. There's also wash racks on the outside of the building. There's 2 more lift racks on the other end of the building for small, like oil changes and stuff. That's the office area right in the front. And break area, which will be like a little canteen area that's right adjacent to the office. That's the big bay area where the larger vehicles will be pulled in, being serviced, and that's going to have an overhead crane in that first bay over there to your left. It's pretty neat. It's going on really well, so it'll be a facility we can be proud of for many years. Thank y'all.
Is there anybody from the general public who would like to come before?
I shave once a week. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Okay, a couple things here. I went to the Advanced Auto Car Show. That was really good. It was postponed 1 week so for rain forecast, and I went the week after. I guess there was about 20 cars there. First time I went to that. And seen some people there I already know. Die-Hard batteries that used to be made by Sears, they're still around. Somebody took that over, and their Craftsman tools from Sears, somebody took that. Advanced Auto is the ones who took over Die-Hard batteries. I saw the sign up there. Somebody said, "Hey, look at that." And I said, "Yeah, are you serious?" So it's not a Sears Die-Hard, but it's a Advanced Auto Die-Hard battery. I used them for years. They're great batteries. Okay, anyway, also, I was going to call the office and ask, but they probably get real busy, So, Kelly or the mayor, or so I just thought, let me wait till I come to the meeting. If I have a good video that has good information on there, can I search it on a cell phone or smartphone and then play it through this microphone? Not showing it on the screen, just the narration information. Yeah, could I do this? It's not a copyright infringement, in it? There's, all right, I'll just find, well, then I'll just probably just have everybody, I get the title of it or something. I didn't write the title down. I used my smartphone. So if people have a smartphone, you can talk into it. That seems to be a little easier and better than just typing in on your home computer. But whatever. I typed in someday I'll invent something that prevents that. Are we making progress with clean energy and global warming? Type in all kinds of questions you can think of. And I found a really good video. The time is 3 minutes and 1 second. And, oh, thanks. That feedback's a pain, isn't it? Thanks a lot. I just get my sound meter in here and check how many decibels that thing is. Anyway, and then I typed in there, what are the benefits of graphene non-flammable batteries? And how is production with graphene batteries? So one of those questions got this really good video up. But if anybody wants to search, I think it was a woman talking, search for this video, just look at once the video plays on YouTube, it's 3 minutes and 1 second. Chances are that's the video. And it was really good, you know, it was just all explanatory, a lot of information in there, right down in 3 minutes. So any questions you have, just think of your own question, ask that, and ask it, you know, just as if you were talking to somebody. And it really works good. You get a little bit of feedback from the AI girl there, you know, and then the rest of the information you read yourself, and then you can watch a video, you know. Okay. Have a good night.
Aye.